Test, test. Test, test. Oh, what? Ouch. Hopefully I didn't catch that, right? Ah, son of a... Ultimate Kitten, you gotta have my back on this one. That wasn't me, actually. You gotta have my back. That wasn't me. You gotta have my back. Come on. Come on. It's right there, man. I feel like we've discussed this recently, which is disturbing. What up? What's today? Yesterday? Cool. Nice to see you, Firefox Gaming. Nice to see you, Stream Elements. Nice to see you, FixFax, is what I meant to say. What I meant to call you by your maiden number. What's up, my maidens? What's up, my misters? What's up, my non-binary brothers? I don't know what I'm saying. But it's too late to be saying it. I woke up at like 3 p.m. I haven't done that in a few years. I must be doing well. Lonely fool! It'd be like that sometimes. Hope you're well, dude. Not lonely anymore! Cheers. I'll drink to that. Figured I'd come on here, react to some stuff, get the juices flowing, maybe just game. I would never wear this shirt in the first few minutes of the video. I would never do that. If the audio's super scuffed, let me know, please, and thank you. Anaya, hey, you're alive? I am. I didn't stream over the weekend. I was almost not alive, but still alive. I don't know why I'm saying that like it was true. It wasn't. I'm lying. All right, what do I have in these watch later trenches? Stuff that's as random as ever? Yes. But how are you, Butt Wagner? I'll be back, Lewis. I'll hold you to that. Don't make me show you my spine again. It's my grandma. She's got a new computer just like me, for real.
First of all, the components were provided by ASUS North America and Republic of Gamers North America. I met some of their crew.
She's old. Don't yell at her. She's old. She can't talk that loud.
About this collaboration. And with all the components in hand, Justin of Robotech did a live stream of the build and even brought me in during part of it to chat about PC stuff and gaming.
I feel like I missed something here. Maybe it started not at the beginning.
Hello, grandkids. Let's go take a look at my new PC.
It's my grandma!
First of all, the components were provided by ASUS North America and Republic of Gamers North America. I met some of their crew.
Okay, Grandma, back to bed.
And that's when we started talking about this collaboration.
Yes, I did get taller.
And with all the components in hand, Justin of Robotech did a live
whatever you say
build and even brought me in during part of it to chat about
stuff sure is different now.
Gaming. I'll provide a link.
No, I like it this way, actually.
In the description if you want.
Surely, they don't name people like that anymore.
PC is very cool. I love the red
that shit looks crazy, though.
Set up for me.
No cap.
By the way, I call the new PC Big Red.
What's a Big Red?
Here's what's inside. The GPU is the ASUS TUF Gaming GeForce RTX.
Tough gaming? Just like me, for real. Whenever my computer crashes, that's the first logo I see.
Is the ASUS TUF
it's only happened once, though.
Gaming GT. CPU is an Intel 11900K.
What? No fooling?
And the RAM is Kingston DDR.
Like Sean? No shining? It's so fucking... I'm not prepared for it to be this quiet. It's weird. He's got like the FaZe Clan logo behind him.
Gamers. The mouse is the Gladius 3. Keyboard is the Strix Player 2 Animate. The headset is the Delta S Animate.
You're not saying real words. They must be gamer words.
Through the Armory Crate software. But
do you think she says slurs in the lobby?
Static colors that you see. There are preloaded animations like the love hearts that you see here on the keyboard and the headset.
Not gonna lie,
And
Grandma,
you
you're
can
doing
even
too much.
customize the animation.
She just got it like that, I guess. More RGB? Money's no
Everything's
object?
been running great and looks awesome. Skyrim has been playing wonderfully on the new PC.
It was
And
probably
I'm looking
fucking
forward
released
to
when you were
playing
born,
some
huh?
new games
Around that
that's on my
time?
Steam wishlist.
Kind of an old game.
Whenever they are
All I'm
released.
saying. Kind of an old
Especially
person.
Scorn. Finally, I like to give a big thank you to everyone involved with building this new PC and providing the components. Asus North America.
Is that what she named her grandson? I saw him in the video.
Justin of Robotac, Kingston Technologies, Cable Mod, and especially Deb from Asus. Okay, grandkids. Hope you liked seeing my new PC and learning about everything that went into building it. Remember,
Is this abuse
after you
of old
finish
people?
slaying those dragons, go outside, take a walk among the trees,
Never mind, she deserves it.
play in the water, or have fun with your pets. Goodbye, grandkids.
See ya. Peace out. That was weird as hell, right? Oh, Grandma, back to bed. It was nice to hear from you. None of that was true, by the way. Whatever she said, she is crazy. Cannot take her word. Not worth a damn, not since the war. Sometimes I am always in your live. I like that about you, Oxtail. I've always respected that about you personally. Oh yeah, I should have the chat on screen like I did last time. But then I can't go full screen with the video. Does that matter? Who cares? I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know nobody about nothing. Lag? Big if true. Big if huge. If nobody got me, I know Twitch.television got me to tell me if it's lagging. Know what I'm saying? And it's not. Balloon Spider? What up, dog? Pop out the whip like I'm not gonna freak the fuck out right now. I'm not. I'm simply popping out the whip like normal. Are you sure you didn't want it huge? Yeah, I'm sure. My eyes! They're full of lies. Sorry guys, I'm just being real. The deed is done. Okay. Now I can ban people, be responsible, know if it's lagging. What else does a boy need? A young man like me. What else does a young man need like me? What else does a young man need? So many chats? Exactly. All to talk to my grandma, who is still talking for some ungodly reason. God, I love her. God, I love you, Grandma. God, I love you. But I'll see you later. I just keep this here for posterity.
Today we're playing asphalt.
So I remember where I came
Any
from.
freaking sidewalk, we're playing asphalt.
Ah! It's always good to see some creativity in the community. Alright, what was I doing? I don't remember. Disney's weird mobile experiment. Where's my water? You remember? The funny gator? You guys remember the funny gator, right? Lonniedos goes insane? What do you mean I'm normal? I'm so normal. I'm the normalest guy here.
Probably wasn't what you were expecting, right? I mean, when Danerade pulls out the plushies, you know it's the real deal. All right,
Huh?
this is a...
Okay, I don't know how to vouch for this guy if I should after he's gonna say stuff like that, but let's give him a chance, guys. Come on. What up, Error 404?
Probably wasn't what you were expecting, right? I mean, when Danerate pulls out the plushies, you know it's the real deal.
I'm doing my best impression of
This is
him.
a bit of a peculiar
The
way to
plant.
start, but this poll
the
I
gay bird.
conducted a little bit ago, yeah, it's a lie. To all of you that participated in my little trap, I appreciate you taking the bait. No, really, the intention for this poll
I would
was
never
to
be
see
tricked
how many of
personally.
you
I'm so
would
glad
say,
that this
"Where's
wasn't me."
my water?" The topic for today's video. So to all of you that responded with smartly crafted answers, I'm sorry for wasting 20 seconds out of your day. Where's My Water was the byproduct of Disney Interactive, and more specifically, their mobile division. Hannah Montana on PS3 and
Hannah Montana.
This
Hannah Montana.
subsidiary of Disney actually made
Can't believe
some
they made a
decent
song
stuff.
about the
Whatever
artist
you
about
say
the Migos.
Disney, in many instances, they put a lot of time and resources into their games simply because they had the employees and financial stability. Sadly, Disney Interactive shut down, and instead, Disney licensed out their properties to other companies, like EA. You know, I haven't done one of these jokes in a while, but wow, look, EA moment! Now Disney being, well,
My
Disney
favorite game
figured
developers,
out
by
that
the way.
new and
Plants vs.
uprising
Zombies,
mobile game
Need for Speed,
market
great
would be
games.
a great place to invest in some game development. And so, just around the time the first few greatest hits of mobile gaming were coming out, Disney's Where's My Water was right there alongside the others. So going back to that poll, let's see how many of you mentioned Where's My Water.
You were born in 1996? I was born in 1994,
You know what
allegedly.
came out 3 weeks later? Plants
Wait, what?
vs. Zombies.
Wait, what?
PC
This
release
did not come out on
poll.
December
Let's see how
11th.
many of
I mean,
you
September
mentioned Where's
11th.
My Water. Jetpack Joyride. Yeah, give me a break. You know what came out 3 weeks later? Plants vs. Zombies. PC release be like Candy Crush. Okay, you are probably right on that one.
Just had to
Shout
double
out
check.
to the two people
Quick
who
fact
mentioned
check.
Where's My Water. Now, the argument is that Where's My Water isn't necessarily the most influential of the OG mobile game saga. Angry Birds, Temple Run, Candy Crush, they all probably fit that role much better. But I simply don't see this one being talked about as much. And why is that? I mean, IGN says it's amazing, so we're dealing with the real deal here. Where's My Water released alongside the games I just mentioned. Shockingly enough, it even predated Clash of Clans by about a year. Well, that'll be
I
something
didn't even
we
know
dive into today.
games could,
However, the
get
more
married.
important question is,
Or go
how
on
does Where's
dates.
My Water hold up? Before we start, I feel as though this black border is going to annoy all of you.
I'm pissed. Thanks.
Ah, there we go. Much better. Also, if there isn't much fun editing in this video, don't cry, because you can only make mobile game footage look so interesting.
What?
Whoa there now. Disney created an original character.
Don't worry, I got you on the
Where's My
editing, but maybe
Water
I'll leave you
starts with
hanging.
Introducing the titular character, Swampy. How creative. We get a little cutscene showing the wacky fun all the alligators are having down in the sewers, while Swampy is just trying to take a bath. An odd note is how dramatic
It's kind of the
sound
same
design
thing.
is in this opening scene. Where's My Water is a physics-based puzzle game where you direct water to Swampy so he can take a shower. This is a simple concept, but they squeeze it for all it's worth. Before diving into the gameplay, just look at it. This game visually holds up incredibly well. While sure, other premium and well-remembered mobile games don't necessarily look bad, but they have a certain amount of jank. In my opinion, Where's My Water, and even Cut the Rope, are some of the standouts for their art direction during this time. It just looks so fun and
Just
colorful.
admit you like
Though
green
when
guys.
water
Just
enters
cute little green
Swampy's
guys who
bathtub,
roll
I have
around
no
in the
idea
sewer.
what is happening here.
And
The
take
game
dirty
divides
little
itself
baths.
into 10 chapters. Each chapter swiftly introduces a gimmick for players to get accustomed to. Right when the gameplay starts to feel repetitive, blam, new toys to play with. The first chapter, Meet Swampy,
Bam,
is a
boring
standard
again.
introduction. Can you guess who we get introduced
Bam,
to?
seductive
Players
alligator
use
sex
their
sells, baby.
electronic
You
devices'
coulda just said that.
touchscreen to dig through the dirt to form paths for the water to flow through. You stupid kids in your iPhones. Back in my day, I used something called a BlackBerry, and you really don't want to be like BlackBerry. As a physics-based puzzle game, it would be crucial for the water to feel smooth and responsive to your touches. And yep, I can confirm that the water in this game does, in fact, act and behave like water. The game doesn't waste much time introducing stage hazards, such as this green plant algae-looking thing. If the water collides with it, it'll grow in size. Then there's poison, affecting all the water that touches it. You might have also noticed some ducks scattered about about each level, well, these are kind of in a loose way your star coin equivalent in this game. Have the ducks absorb enough water, and it's all yours. Now, I quite enjoy this system. Not only is it pretty cute and fits with the world quite well, but they can be in some tricky spots. Completing levels while getting all 3 ducks can be its own challenge. You'll have to collect a large majority of them, as chapters unlock through the collection of ducks. This unlocking system encourages a certain level of replayability, or general concentration regarding the game instead of rushing through levels. A small yet important design detail is that you need to let the ducks absorb the water
What's up,
over some
Constance? What up,
time. It's not
Dominus?
such quick succession. Even if you have a large body of water, it won't change the speed at which the ducks absorb water. Why am I mentioning this?
Ducks
Well,
don't
it
usually
probably
absorb
means I'm
water
going
in
to
real life,
complain
which
about
is why I
something
think
related
that's
to this
better.
later. So put that thought in your little memory banks. The final thing to comment on is that a handful of levels contain objects that are the remains of these silly little alligators, or from the surface world. But I end up digging
Huh?
up the entire level to find the object, followed by a restart.
What do
and
you mean
there
by their
go.
remains?
The challenge is gone. Collecting these items unlock bonus levels that rely on a player's electronic device's motion controls, having to tilt it to move the water. Now, seeing as I'm playing this on a computer, these levels aren't really playable for me. And no, turning your monitor doesn't work. Alright, so going chapter by chapter now, Troubled Waters,
That's why
well,
mobile games are just
I don't
better.
quite 100% know what the
Turn the
concrete
monitor,
theme
it
of
works.
this one is. It's more of an evolution of the last chapter. More poison, more ways for water to be transferred. Banjo and Koozie. The ooze acts as another variable and behaves like a, liquid. It's more or less a substance with low viscosity. The ooze and water neutralize when contacting each other. However, the ooze can seep through the dirt and form hard rock when contacting the algae. Under pressure introduces us to bombs galore. Someone was a Truman fan. Valves also get introduced, allowing players to control the flow of liquid coming out. Yeah, watch out for the bombs. They might sting a little. Sink or swim? Sliders, anyone? Change is good has converters that can change the type of substance from any of the 3 mentioned previously. Boiling point is a big one, introducing steam, and
This is
therefore
like the
also
audio
presents a new
book
way
version
to turn
of playing
steam
the
into
game.
water or water into steam, that being icicles and hot coal. Stretched thin gives us balloons. I like this chapter. I think the balloon physics are fun in their own right.
Why play
and
the
they have
game when
some
I could just
inventive
listen to
obstacles,
some
such
guy
as
talk about
storms
how
that
to
can
do it?
pop balloons. Caution to the
Especially
wind
if they're gonna
gave
keep
us
putting those
fans and
algae-covered
vacuums.
dinglers all over
Rising
the
tide
levels.
Gave us Y switches,
I don't think that's
which
godly.
This is probably the hardest chapter. I really had to look hard at levels due to their innate complexity based on the new valves. Then finally, Out to Dry gave us mud, which when dried up can turn into solid dirt. After it's all said and done, if 200 levels weren't enough, you can buy level expansions for even more Where's My Water content. Instead of just more chapters with Swampy,
like he
the
doesn't
other
actually
characters
want that.
of Cranky and Allie get their own levels. Cranky acts opposite to Swampy's levels, where instead of water, you'll need to direct poison to get rid of the algae of Cranky's food. Even though it's a small change, due to poison's attributes, they can get a lot of mileage out of it. I enjoy this expansion. It's just the base experience with a fun twist. $2.99.
I had a Where's My
Well,
Water
not an
guy up
awful
there.
price.
What'd I do
The
now?
base game is $1.99 with 200 levels, while this expansion is $2.99 with less than half the levels. Disney trying to pull a fast one on us. This certainly
For
wouldn't be the first time,
$2?
and certainly not the last. In addition to Cranky, there's Allie's story. The developers of this game went, yeah. So the gimmick this time is that Allie needs steam for her organ.
They probably
This
just
is
needed like the bare
probably
minimum
my
to
least
keep the
favorite
lights
set of
on in
levels.
whatever
Not
tiny
that it's
studio
bad,
inside
far
Disney's
from
giant
it,
corporate
but I just feel the
headquarters
steam
is
mechanic
making Where's
isn't
My
as
Water
intuitive
3.
or fun as water or
And this
poison.
guy's like,
This one
greedy
also has
devs.
an additional 80 levels and is only 99 cents. I do not understand this cost to gameplay ratio they have going on here. Now that isn't it, my friends. No. We've got
They
one
give
more
you
to go over.
anything for the
mystery duck
minimum amount of
levels.
money
It's
that
the
Apple
same
will
as
let
the
them
base
charge.
game, but now
That's
a
what
smart-ass duck is
let me
roaming
explain it for you.
around. These are remixed levels that have some kind of unique clear condition. Too bad that there aren't that many clear conditions. I suppose it's fine and inoffensive, but at the grand old price of $2.99, I'd rather just pay to play for something else. I'll just let
Like
this trailer
what?
sum up this set of levels.
What the fuck is $3 gonna get you in
So during
anything
these
else?
epic content expansions, Disney was quick to churn out even more Where's My Water content. To make as much money as possible,
there's 3
Disney thought
games.
it would be
There's
best to
only
use
3
their
games.
other licenses and give it the Where's My Water treatment. Where's My Perry
Oh, no,
was a
there's Where's
Phineas
My
and Ferb
Perry, you're right.
over. I don't remember much, but there being lasers was pretty cool. Where's My Mickey was, more water-based levels. There's this video where the developers were like, guys, we added
game is a
clouds.
water
This is
game.
what
Where's
gaming
my-
has led up to. So
It's a
while I
water
respect
game.
the grind, I mean, these developers kept on having to manufacture unique puzzles for these sorts of games. Ever play Mario Maker and think making one level is an accomplishment? Just imagine what it feels like for a level designer. In 2013, Where's My Water got its official sequel in the form of Where's My Water 2. What a fitting name. Where's My Water 2 is a game
Pissed,
that
I
exists.
guess. I don't know.
I really should
He's
be
probably
loving
just
this
doing what
game,
I'm doing
but
right now, which
I
is I'm
don't.
just saying things to say something. It's like, whoa, isn't that? They
The
should have called
sequel
it
follows
funny.
a very
Where's My
similar
water?
format to the first game, which is fine. I don't think
It's
anybody was
our
complaining
water.
about the
See, yes,
gameplay
they
in the
could have
first
changed
one.
it up and
They
did something
just
like
don't
that.
build off of it. This game is just like one of those movie sequels where they're not like
No.
bad, but they don't really have a reason to exist. That's the best way to describe Where's My Water 2. It's a very safe
I guess the
sequel.
best way I can
Alright,
describe
let's
this video
start
and
with
this
the
video.
positives. The art style got a bit
Dare
of a
to be
makeover.
pointless,
I think
baby.
it
This
looks
is
pretty
inspirational
nice. I know
now.
the first game looked impressive already,
That's my-
and this just
that's
looks
my
even
take.
better. We've even evolved from the still panning photos to actual.
What is this fucking heroin addict grandpa in the sequel? I'm actually thinking
First
that
game
he's
looked
not
impressive
doing
already,
the
and
lore
this just looks
justice, and
even
I might
better.
have to
We've even
revisit Where's My
evolved
Water
from the-
too, because I don't remember this guy. If this is Swampy, how he turned out to be, dude, like that's pretty significant
panning photos
character
to
progression,
actual
and I'd be interested to see how he
240p
got there. Also, she
cutscenes.
doesn't look like she
Well,
wants to be with
already,
him, which
and
makes me
this
think this
just
is a
looks
bad
even
guy.
better. We've even evolved from the still panning photos to actual 240p
And you can't
cutscenes.
argue that adding
We'll take
Agent P, Perry the Platypus, and Mickey Mouse to anything has ever made anything worse.
what we can get. Something I'm not a huge fan of.
I'm really
is
more
Swampy.
passionate about Where's
Something
My Water
about
as a
how he's
franchise
drawn here
than I
just-
thought I could
can't
ever be.
put my finger on it, but it bothers me
Wanna put your
enough for me
finger
to
on me?
complain to all of you about it. The general layout of the levels is a bit of a double-edged sword. For one, the integration of Alley and Cranky levels in the main adventure makes for a much more cohesive experience. The gameplay feels fresher as a result of this. Then on the flip side, levels now have multiple variations of each other, known as challenges. These challenges put a fun spin on the level you just played, which is a really nice way of disguising the fact that Disney is using this as an excuse for padding out the game's length. I wouldn't mind a challenge here or there, but you'll
I
play
watch
a level,
history.
and then it's upside down.
Is
And
weird,
then you can't touch
but
the
never
duck.
shameful.
And then you play the next level with the same challenges.
Curiosity
all over
killed the
again.
cat,
There are
as it
only
will
about
me
5 to
someday.
6 unique cleared conditions, and they get old really fast. And the new level selection screen kills the pacing. In the first game, you beat a level, perfect. Next level, right at your fingertips. In this game, you beat the level, then the challenges, and then you have to go back to the menu to watch the next level slowly unlock. Furthermore, this game only
Fair
has around
criticisms? That's
150
boring.
levels. That's nothing to scoff at for sure, but considering the original game had 200 levels, not including the expansions, this game seems like a drop in the bucket. If it was a
I'm a drop
burnout
in
from
your
the
old
level
bucket.
designers, then I completely understand, as this game adds 0 new stage gimmicks. You heard that right. Remember how in the first game they would introduce different variables to shake up the gameplay? Balloons, mud, poison, ooze, you get the point.
Why is Where's
Except
My
for
Water
poison
199,
and
but the second is fucking free? Wait till this guy hears about Overwatch 2.
ooze icicles. This game just drip feeds the same
What up, Eddie, by
gimmicks
the way?
throughout the game's
Eddie
length.
just Eddie,
the
my man.
sequel is supposed to build off of the original, but this just seems like Where's My Water 1.5. And they changed the rate at which ducks absorb water. Now half the complexity of collecting all the ducks is gone because they absorb water so much quicker. Disney, please stop! They have
Whose
a new
foot is
level
that? I'm
type
just
where you have to
interested.
set
Whose
the
Disney foot
path
was that?
for a large bulk of water while the screen is slowly scrolling down to the bottom. Yeah, oh joy! Let's add an auto-scroller to my Where's My Water, because that's what I wanted. They added some power-ups because, you know, that's the 2013 way to shoehorn in microtransactions. I mean, I don't mind it at all. If you don't like them, then don't use them. Oh yeah, speaking of money is so funny
really
in the
cannot
rich
tell
man's
if he's
world,
joking.
ads galore. Excuse me, Mr. Dayorate, you can just turn off the Wi-Fi to
He just
remove
keeps
the
switching
ads.
his voices
yeah,
so much I
sure,
can't tell
but
who's
this isn't
talking.
ideal in the
Hypothetically.
slightest
I
because
know it's always
most people
him, but-
can't afford to turn off all internet connectivity, for example, needing to receive calls and texts. So there you go, you
Wanna turn me
contrarian
off and receive my
commentator.
texts?
I don't want to hear a peep out of you. Gotcha? Other than that, the only other notable point is that in 2020, Congregate obtained the publishing rights to Where's My Water. The last major
And they
update
haven't
was in
published it.
March. of 2014. So if these games sound appealing at all to you, then head down to the App Store or Google Play Store and purchase them because unlike some other franchise, I can still play these classic games. Frickin' Rovio. So, isn't this just fantastic? That was a fun little nostalgia trip into the small realm of Disney Interactive's little gem of a series. Where's My Water innovated both visually and gameplay-wise. They were fun, engaging experiences that used the hardware effectively to deliver an experience that couldn't be done on other platforms, or at least as well. The series never really died flat, but it was a shame there was a
I want to take a bath with Perry the Platypus.
blatant attempt to milk the concept for all it's worth. Other than
Platypuses
that, I
cannot be
personally
milked
hope that
easily.
Where's My Water can
It's
be
honest
fondly
work, Yugi.
remembered in the eyes of those who initially played it. How's Bowser doing?
He's dead. He drowned in the ocean. Shout out this guy. This was surprisingly entertaining. Dana Raid? I don't fully understand what I just got. I don't usually watch like these video essay style videos, but it's fun for stream because I can just talk at them talking. It just feels like, why is this piano song just like that? Also, I got complaints and questions and concerns. You should play more Subway Surfers. Do they have a video about that? The origin story. They kicked me off stream last time. There's no way that would happen again, right? I don't think they would.
We've all heard of it.
I haven't.
Likely played it as well. Subway Surfers is a viral phenomenon, and with its more than 3 billion downloads, it was the most downloaded game of the past decade. Somehow, a small Danish indie studio managed to create a game that would be installed on smartphones across all the inhabited continents of the world. But how did we get to this point? Where did it all begin?
Where did it all go
I'm
wrong?
Mathias Gredel Nørvig. I'm the CEO of Cyber. Cyber came about when Sylvester and Bodhi, the Cy and Bo of Cyber, met each other at the animation school in Viborg, where they teamed up and made the graduation movie together about a young rascal that runs from
A little rascal we made. He's just a little guy who runs away doing vandalism.
with the intention of becoming
A criminal.
animators. The smartphone came out, they knew that this was the platform. This is where they could make amazing experiences. in
Just
the form
fucking
of
crazy ones.
They tried out different games, Cosmic Cab, Spray Can King, and Graffiti Wars, and some other very interesting game types that were on the App Store in the early years. When Temple Run came out in 2011, they saw that this genre of runners was something that really appealed to their aspirations within the gaming space. So they made Subway Surfers, the first prototypes, in January of 2012.
Oh, man, he
brought
just like
Lunas,
me.
Codewells and publishers, and the game came out 25th of May 2012.
Hi, my name is Rasmus, and I work at Cyber as an art director. We went to school together with the founders, and a lot of us were taking the same animation education in Jutland. Everybody was into either playing basketball or doing graffiti or doing art. Every time people had a few drinks, they would be drawing on everything, so we were a bit of vandals, I guess.
My name is Jonas Jorgakakis.
You look like a criminal.
On paper, I'm an art director at Cyber Games, but in reality, I'm more like the old guy who's been here forever, who knows a lot about the IP. So I've been working for Cyber for more than 10 years
What
now.
up, cool Matt
before
Games?
Subway
You're doing
Surfers,
well,
actually.
dog.
I joined back when there was only
Sounds like something
4
I'm
of us
listening
here,
to
I
at 4
think.
a.m. That's
Back
basically
then,
what's
I was
happening.
just an artist. I just did the 3D art. When I joined, the dream was actually to make a point-and-click pirate adventure game, which is very far from what Cyber does today.
My name is Jesper Aagaard, and I'm an
And my dreams just were never realized. No plans to do it either. Bummer.
The first part
Some
of
dreams don't
Cyber
come
was
true.
a little bit undocumented. We were 10 people, I think, when I joined. So it's just, hey, come hang out, and oh, by the way, here's a job as well. The vibe was very, very loose, I would say. It was just a bunch of bros doing bro stuff. I mean, back then, I remember one time
just
when
like me
it was
for
a
real.
super hot summer, and we had to close the doors.
Hot boy
on the
summer,
windows.
yeah.
We couldn't have them open with too
Couple
hot.
of francs.
We just ended up working in our underwear. Normal conversations about, hey, excuse me, do you mind, I need that PNG file in our underwear. That's just how it is.
That's just how it is. This is.
Early Cyber was very informal, almost like family.
You're saying you're not. You're
friends.
telling me.
The
huh?
early team members really loved each other and loved that the founders gave them
Were
an
in their
opportunity
underwear.
to work on games and to do what they were dreaming of creatively. A lot of very innovative, very creative,
Very
ideas came
perverted.
from that vibe.
Sus
We were
activities.
hiring pretty heavily back then, and the company was growing a lot. It was interesting times, high energy, a lot of young people having a lot of fun.
I had my own little freelance thing going on, and I just had to join for 2 weeks to do some t-shirts. It went from t-shirts to, hey, can you do a little bit UI? Sure. Hey, can you do some character design? Sure. Hey,
Take your
other
pants
game,
off.
Can you do that as well? And now it's 9 years later, and it just evolved into this huge thing all of a sudden. I always wanted to be the kind of guy who was involved with making something that became an evergreen, like Super Mario or something. You know how you go your whole life wanting something, and when it's actually there, you don't realize it. But all of a sudden, it just clicked for me. I think a Monday morning at a studio update or something, and it's just, whoa, okay, I'm something that I always wanted in my life, or realizing that I was part of that all of a sudden.
Originally, Subway Surfers was meant as like a love letter to 80s, 90s hip-hop. So we made like a New York update, and people were like, whoa, what city are you gonna go to next? People started writing us fan mail, requesting that we visit their towns. I got really excited about
House, I've been
things
living out has no power, so I've been using my Wi-Fi and cellular data to watch your live. Sorry to hear that, man. Hope you get some freaking power back soon. That always blows.
I thought was little details. So I think that's the moment where I realized it's more than just a game. It's actually an emotional, attachment people have to our little project.
I knew Bodhi from childhood, and I knew that he was doing this crazy game adventure. Basically, I started as a consultant for Cyber. After a year of that, they asked me to join full-time. I became the managing director. And then after a couple of years of that, in 2017, I became the CEO. When I announced to my colleagues at the investment bank that I was going to the gaming scene, they thought this is silly. But I really felt the urge, and I felt the connection.
Mark, man, you never played Subway Surfers? You're crazy.
I knew that they had a lot of ambitions. I knew they had a lot of drive. And I felt that ignite the spark in me.
I always tell people, like, when they hear I've worked at Cyber Games for over 10 years, they go, wow, you've been 10 years at the same company. And while that's technically true, it's actually not, because Cyber has gone through changes along the way. It's kind of a privilege to see a company grow from 4 people to 120 or whatever.
You ever sit normal?
So I feel like
Holy
I've worked
shit.
with 4 different
Like in
game
all those
companies over
pictures,
the years.
dude.
We're
He's
all
just
called
not
Cyber
sitting
Games.
regular.
Changes along the way. It's kind of a privilege to see a company grow from 4 people to 120 or whatever we are now. So I feel like I've worked at 4 different
What the
game
hell?
companies over the years. They were just all called Cyber Games, if that makes sense.
I remember one time when all of a sudden his colleague, and I won't mention his name, but he accidentally deleted the whole
Weird
company.
place to put your shoes on display.
Everything, like the whole company.
I get it, it's Subway
sorry,
Surfers,
and then
Vans,
we had to
whatever.
Figure out how we got all that back. But that's it, you go from being a super indie company to actually having
Subway
to have
Surfers
some
has
sort of
some of the
structure. Even though
ugliest
that it's more structured
swag.
for the better. Now it's still
Coming from a guy wearing pants that look like this.
Whoever has a good idea, whoever is willing to work hard, and whoever is good at what they
Their
do,
designs
they'll get to do fun stuff.
are very... Graphic design is my passion.
And whoever is good at what they do, they'll get to do fun stuff.
We brought on more internationals. We brought in more experience from the outside. And I think
How dangerous
all of
could it
those
really
things
be?
sort of binding
North Korea?
together means that we are in a really good place today. But we wouldn't be here if it weren't for the old timers, if it weren't for the first team, the joints, the creativity, the weird drawings, the whole thing that came together perfectly in the early years of Cyber.
I think when you
bun.
make a game or
What
any
dog?
piece of media like a movie or stuff like that, the second you release it, the second you give it to people, it stops being yours 100%. Now you own it with the fans. And I think some people struggle with understanding this, but I think it's something you really have to lean into.
I think the challenges of any
Leaning
growth
into a fan could
adventure
actually cause
is
some
that
bodily
growth
harm. I don't
means
recommend.
change. And with change comes both change in responsibility, sometimes also change in people, and the change in culture that is needed to follow the growth of the company has been sort of the things that we have worked on.
Currently, we're working on how do we envision cyber in the next 10 years? How can we take something that came from 5 people in a basement to 100 people and millions of downloads? What's the next step from that? Yeah, it's a bit frightening, but also super exciting to do that. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't.
We have a game right now, and we have a short animated show on YouTube. But we want to go further than that. We basically want to make sure that whichever way you want to enjoy Subway Surfers, there's going to be some way of doing that for you. And there's definitely more stuff coming, I promise.
When I look at the
I don't know what that
company's
means. That was possibly
trajectory,
the
and when I
vaguest
look at the
sentence ever
growth of the
constructed.
company, I'm feeling a really strong sense of pride. I know what we've gone through to get here. I know the things we've had to deal with. And I know how the industry has evolved over time. The fact that the game
This
came
guy
out
gets it.
and
He
just
knows.
became the
All right. Subway Surfers, great game. Congratulations, 10 years. Happy birthday, 5 months ago. I'd like to enjoy it sexually. And apparently there's a way for me to do that. So, I'm glad to hear it. How did I get here? Oh. The Dead Internet Theory. Number 1? I don't know what this is, but I've watched some of these people's videos before. Is it some scary thing? All-time scary? Okay.
But no one seems to have figured everything out. Once I explain all of this, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be feeling these exact thoughts. So, I'm sorry if I break any worldviews with this video, and honestly isn't my intention. I, like so many others, just want the truth. So let's get right into the Dead Internet Theory. Most of the internet is fake.
What?
This theory is a collection of a lot of ideas from many people. But credit must be given to Illuminati Pirate for bringing together so much of this information into a single thread. I'm going to discuss a lot of what he says, as well as pull a ton of information from a variety of sources and comments from all over the web. The simple explanation for the Dead Internet Theory is that the vast majority of the internet is actually generated by artificial intelligence, in conjunction with paid media.
I do not like this already,
in order
oh
to
god.
manufacture consumers for an
I wasn't
increasingly
prepared.
wider range of newly normalized products, as well as to dramatically sway public opinion and control the collective attitude or outlook of people or culture. For all of the younger people out there who didn't experience the internet as it used to be, the internet of today is vastly different. Before the advent of the internet-connected cell phone, or the mass adoption of the home computer, before social media even existed, the internet was a place where people came to express passion, hobbies, feelings, and thoughts. It wasn't filtered, or selectively shown to
I don't
you
think men
based
should
on
do
what
any
an
of that.
algorithm thinks you want to hear. It also wasn't an echo
I don't know,
chamber
seems a
to
little fruity
reinforce
to
your
me.
pre-existing beliefs, whatever they may be.
Obviously.
It wasn't created to keep you locked into a website or an app for hours and hours every single day. The internet was a collection of human thought, both right and wrong. And what you found and enjoyed was up to you.
Was right and wrong.
It wasn't monetized. The point of it wasn't to get
What
as
up,
many
Dakota?
clicks
Hope you're
as
doing well as
possible,
well.
or to keep
Appreciate
you
ya.
engaged for as long as possible. It just
What is today? Monday?
was.
Happy Monday,
The
boys.
internet was whatever you made it. One doesn't realize that they're living in the Wild West until that wild is taken away from them. Just as such, most of us didn't realize that the freedom of expression of the old internet that we all enjoyed would someday disappear. But here we are. Only now, in its awful absence,
Here we
do
are, in the
realize
desert.
how bad things have gotten. Like I said earlier, a lot of people have had this sinking feeling in their gut for a while, but they didn't understand or realize why. The fact is, there is a massive and incomplete puzzle here. Some of us have a piece or two, but none of us have all the pieces, and anyone that claims otherwise, I wouldn't trust them. This incomplete puzzle connects us all, so it's in our best interest to try to find as many pieces as possible. These days, the internet feels so empty and devoid of people. Have you ever noticed that? Truly
No.
hear me out here.
Sounds like
The internet feels
just your
devoid
opinion,
of
man.
content. It's safe, sterile, bland.
Like me.
There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, see, or read. There are no experiences anymore. It's a collection of 10 or so websites or apps that everyone visits over and over again until they go to sleep, only to do it again the next day. It's a series of empty husks.
This is
The
all
internet
like
seems
your
gigantic, but it's more
feelings.
like a trampoline, because there's nothing inside. The same repeated threads and pictures and similar replies reposted over and over again across the years, to the point that it's unremarkable anymore. All of your friends enjoying the same funny video as you, the same talking point shared repeatedly over and over online, or how every day something new is trending, so you better jump in and give your take on it. Every day, it's something, so the conversation can never linger too long. There's always the next new or shocking or unusual thing everyone is talking about. I'm sure
This is
everyone
just
watching
life.
has
This
heard of
guy's
a
just
news story
depressed.
That sounds like the one that they've heard 1,000 times before. But this time, it's new and shocking and unusual It boggles the brain. For example, how many times have we heard something about a new type of moon only happening tonight or tomorrow? A blue moon, a blood
Maybe
moon,
like 5
a super flower
in my
blood
life.
moon,
I don't
a
know.
pink moon, a super pink moon, a hunter's moon, a snow moon. You get the point. Why does everything feel so fake and manufactured? It's always the same thing.
Because
or
you're
slightly different
disassociating,
thing
you
repeated over
psychopath.
and
Stop
over
making these
as if
lists.
it's
Go to a
produced
doctor.
content made to distract and occupy your mind. Why get out there and march in the streets to demand better wages or safer working conditions after a grueling day of work when you can go home and saturate your mind on endless, mindless escapism? The new super glitter moon is happening tonight, and Jimmy Kimmel just said something that is hilarious, and Dr. Seuss books are changing. Aren't you mad? And have you seen the new Marvel trailer? Don't step back. Don't stop to think. Keep engaged. Keep scrolling. Keep buying. Keep wasting your time. Keep pointlessly arguing with bots online made to offend you to spark unending engagement. Do you like superheroes?
No.
How about Hollywood drama?
No.
New music?
No.
The algorithm is here to feed you an endless supply of content based on what it assumes you want. Have any of you noticed how sterile fiction has become? How it caters to the lowest common denominator and follows the same template over and over again? How music is the same bland, seemingly created in a lab song over and over again?
No, there's
a
not.
reason
What
for
are you
all this.
talking about? That doesn't make fucking any sense. I hate when people say shit like this. You just sound 40.
Algorithms and computer programs have been manufactured
Just because there's
for at least
never
a
mind.
decade.
Just because
that we know of.
the thing you're
It's the
saying
Wizard of
exists,
Oz
but there's
mindset.
other
Once
stuff
you take a
too.
step back and the curtain has been
Have you
pulled
guys
and you
noticed
see it
that
for what it really
actually
is, you can't go back to the way
Nothing
you used to
exists
think.
that I don't know about.
It's like knowing Santa isn't real. No matter what you do, you can't make it real anymore. An interesting detail that
Which is
Illuminati
crazy because this
Firefly
video was definitely made by a robot, and you guys are all robots for
and why it's so
telling me
popular and beloved today.
LOL.
The reason why is because it is
Which
such
I think
a
is what he's
complex
getting
and
at.
passion-driven art form.
And I'm a
More often
robot
than not, the
reacting.
art, story, and manga are all created by one person.
Goddamn,
on a weekly
goddamn.
basis. There are actual humans behind this content, and because of that, it's so much more enjoyable than
This
so much
is
of the
literally
generic
what Joey
computer-created
says.
nonsense that is shoved in our faces
God
today.
damn it. This has
Something
become too
intuitively
real.
inside
Maybe
of
we
us
are all
recognizes
robots.
that. So side note, watch a really good anime if you haven't. You'll know right off the bat how different it feels.
This
compared
dude
to
is
anything
literally
else on TV.
35,
It's got
plays
heart,
CSGO,
soul,
and that's
purpose.
it. That's it. These are the only things I'm
But let's
criticizing.
go deeper
for.
into the internet.
And he
side
made
of
this
things.
video.
Let's talk about YouTube.
Other than that, pretty
For
cool
the
guy.
younger people watching this, YouTube used to honestly be about expressing yourself. It was random people in front of a camera talking about how they felt or what they've experienced.
I was one of them,
It
and
was
right
real,
now I
it
feel
was
pissed
organic,
off by
it wasn't
your
about
words and
trends.
actions.
Nowadays, if you talk about the wrong thing, your video gets demonetized. If you
Nope.
say the wrong thing, your video gets removed.
I don't say the
You can
wrong
speak
thing. I don't say
freely
wrong stuff.
As long as you're okay with being suppressed in the algorithm and no one sees your content. The views,
And
the
if you don't
clicks,
wear a
the
shirt with the
growth
F word on it.
YouTube, it's all nonsense. I did YouTube for 7 years before I got as big as I am today.
How
And it's
huge could you be?
completely artificial. That's what blew my mind. That was the difference between me not succeeding and succeeding, was realizing that fact. It's all fake. Say the right things and push the right content and you'll succeed. You go with the way the wind is blowing. But if you stand in the face of that wind, you'll be standing there alone with 20 views. And this is not me complaining. These are objective facts. Look at almost any channel you subscribe to.
I feel like watching
Take a
this
look
is
at
going to
their
make me
views.
go insane.
Individuals are being pushed away in favor of corporate news, corporate music, and safe and inoffensive content that makes money. Another creepy angle regarding YouTube and other forms of media are deepfakes. Not only can computers and AI replicate faces accurately, but now voices as well. The safest thing to assume is that the technology we see in the mainstream today was created 10 to 15 years before we ever saw it. So just imagine what AI can do now, what we won't be able to comprehend for years. It's so creepy to think about. Fake people, fake comments, fake faces, fake articles. It's terrifying. How much of the internet is actually real? People, events, news, so many things could be completely fictional. And I mean, honestly, how do we know? April 15th, 12 years ago off the sunset coast of Perth, Australia, a computer network analyst was arrested for stealing one of the most important pieces of insight and information we have today regarding all of this stuff. Upon his arrest and 8 hours of interrogation, he refused to disclose where he had gotten this information from. What information did he steal? Nothing. I just made this entire scenario up. Do you see how easy it could be for an AI or a computer program to write up a plausible article like this and disseminate it? Make 3 or 4 websites push different variant versions of the BS story. Share it to Facebook, Twitter, Push it out on Google and let the unknowing populace read it, believe it, and share it further until a fake story becomes a real story. How long do you think it would take for someone to realize it wasn't real? Things like this have honestly happened many times, and by the time the truth comes out, the internet has moved on to whatever the next objective is. By that future point, almost no one cares anymore, and the facts get moved off of search engines and pushed into unfindable parts of the internet. The internet of old is dead. Here's another interesting thing you yourself can witness. The internet on your smartphone is not the same as the internet on your PC. Try it out for yourself. Go to any popular website with a lot of traffic and spend a few days randomly checking the same thing from your PC and your smartphone. You'll notice from time to time that what you see on one device is completely different from the other. Entire threads can play out differently. Sometimes you'll see different comments, different like to dislike ratios on comments, all kinds of weird anomalies you'd only notice because you're coming at it from two different places. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced the case of trying to find that one comment that you really liked and never being able to find it again. Maybe it was simply deleted, but it's weird that so many of us have experienced that before. The argument for algorithms is that it helps us find what we want to see and caters to our likes and dislikes. That doesn't sound so bad, right? But I don't buy that for a second. Because for years and years, the argument was that different algorithms for different people don't exist.
If that's really your name.
It isn't real. What are you talking about? Well, years later, with overwhelming evidence to prove that algorithms do exist, now it's widely accepted as a real thing and spun as a positive. But that isn't necessarily true either. The algorithm is there to keep you engaged and hooked on websites and apps for longer, to accurately collect your likes and dislikes, and do whatever it takes to keep your eyes glued to the screen and your wallet spending money. If you linger too long on a certain thread or a video, the algorithm will recommend more like it. If you argue online, the algorithm will find and create more incendiary posts to rile you up and keep you engaged. If you didn't already know it, you are the product being manipulated and used, and AI will do anything to keep you there.
God, that's hot.
What is right? What is wrong? What is allowed? What is not? It's a vicious cycle that
Nothing's allowed, nothing's not. Nothing's real, nothing's not
allowed. I don't necessarily mean from a political standpoint, although I can't completely disregard this angle. So whether you're right-leaning or left-leaning or something else, suppression is a real thing for all sides. Discussion and understanding aren't good for business. There's a small Overton window of allowed discourse, and if you stray outside of that window, everything is done to squash you or hide you away. And I don't necessarily mean just extreme points of view. Take, for example, war. War is incredibly destructive and awful. So many innocent lives are lost and trillions of dollars are wasted. For what? Profits for corporations and defense contractors, and territory for the geopolitical chessboard, but nothing that directly helps you or I. But advocate against war, or try to make changes to stop war, and the entire internet will miraculously find a way to critique you, destroy you, and silence you. You are just one small voice in a sea of manipulation, money, and
War
power.
kinda stinky.
And that's not all. The AI and algorithms are used to push public opinion. World news is pushed only by a handful of specific people, carefully selected and manicured for you.
I guess
For
he's
every
assuming
hot-button
that
issue, there is a deliberate and more often than not manufactured angle.
the internet's
which is going to
smarter
be
than I
pushed
guess
towards
I've
you
always
to keep you
assumed, because I
fighting,
just
rather
assumed
than
if you say the
collectively
war
coming
word,
together.
regardless of
Let's briefly
saying
talk about the
is
recently
good
ended
or is
conflict.
bad after,
The fact of the matter is that no matter what time we left that country, it
it's
was
just
going
not
to
a
collapse. 10
Coca-Cola
years
friendly
ago,
hot topic,
today,
bud.
or 10 years from now. This is a fact.
What up,
They
Astro
don't want
Koopa?
that to be a fact. Obviously, the powers that be wanted us to stay there indefinitely because it is so lucrative. There are so many natural resources to pillage, and the money made by defense contractors was so great. We gotta stay there forever.
Yeah, you just gotta pick your
Thankfully,
words
public
better
opinion was
and say
against
mustard
this.
gas kinda
People
stinky.
were tired of it and just wanted it to end. Americans need help over here. not
Drawn
more
out
endless
beef between
nonsense
countries
thousands
with
of miles
guns.
away. Now, notice how the dynamic shifted when the pullout started. Every major news organization went into overdrive. You want more upvotes, and to get you will not have to actually face a detailed are mostly bots. For a period of time in 2013, the New York Times reported
This is the
that
most
half of
replayed
YouTube
part?
tracked Other people,
That's
organizations,
interesting. I didn't
places,
know
and
this was a thing on
objects,
YouTube.
and to exploit these patterns to ease its task.
Unless that was
Sounds
his
absolutely
chapter.
terrifying, correct? Well, lucky for us, it was shut down February 4th, 2004, over criticism from civil libertarians concerning the privacy implications of such a system. Interestingly, though, on that exact same day, February 4th, 2004, a small and little-known website at the time launched called Facebook. No, I'm not joking. Not in the slightest. The exact same day that they shut down LifeLog, Facebook started. Lucky for us though, back in 2020, on Twitter, the official DARPA account came out to reassure people that LifeLog and Facebook
I didn't even hear
absolutely
some of the
nothing
context,
to
and it
do
was
with
so
each
creepy the way he
other.
presented
Even though
this
certain employees
information.
of LifeLog
If you
went
come
to
back,
work
I
at
will burn your
Facebook,
house down.
it's
Thank you,
nothing
Robert,
to
for
worry
defending me.
about. Right. Once you learn all that, it makes you look back at all those news stories that you heard over the years of Facebook selling user information to other companies, and all this stuff seems pretty obvious now. We've been played, ladies and gentlemen. Then you had those NSA leaks years ago that the government was in fact spying on all of us, and when you add up all these pieces, it's easy to see that this is a massive puzzle, and we simply don't have all the pieces. There's a lot more information in the post by Illuminati Pirate, and I highly recommend anyone go check that out.
I'm not
if you
listening
wanna
to
dig
anyone
deeper
with
into
that
this
name.
topic. I'm going to have a link
I'm
in
so
the
sorry.
description. The conclusion that he draws is essentially this. The US government is engaging in an artificial intelligence-powered gaslighting of the entire world population.
That doesn't
Now,
sound
whether you agree with
conspiratorial
this
at all.
or disagree, or accept some parts or deny other
That's
parts.
totally easy
you
for me
can't
to
say
accept and grasp.
This isn't a
Totally.
fascinating theory.
I can just internalize. I'll
It's
just
a
internalize that
positive
really quick.
feedback loop.
That seems like a good way for me to live my life healthy.
Say
even.
and do the right thing, get rewarded. Say and do the wrong thing, get artificially suppressed. This way the narrative can be strung along in whatever way a corporation or government pleases. Why did
What do you want to say so bad? Mr. All-Time Scary Guy? What do you want to get off your chest so bad, Joe Rogan? God fucking damn it.
Just think about it. The internet is the fastest way to retrieve, absorb, and share information. Of course it was going to eventually be manipulated and contorted into what it is today. Nowadays, everyone is too cowardly to have an opinion that clashes with what is deemed acceptable within the Overton window. Artificial trends created
Imagine
by who
thinking
knows
people
what
are scared
drive
to
the
disagree
daily
with you.
narrative. Then we get drawn into that by an overwhelming
agree
human
with you.
obsession with being a part of the conversation. If you're not a part of it, you feel left out. And if you play it safe and you go with the flow, well, you feel validated
you might
and a
just
part
be
of
normal.
something. It's human psychology and sociology
To an extent.
used against us. In this way, the internet and social
He's
media,
scary.
which was
He's a
supposed
scary
to
man.
democratize media by allowing users
I'm
to
trying to
create
get off
whatever
this video, but
content
I'm also
they wanted,
hooked into it.
has instead been hijacked by the powerful. What was meant to be a communal space for growth and knowledge has turned into a battleground of the ignorant and uninformed. In
This has become that, and this has been, and this is how it was, and this is how it is. I just do not like the language you're choosing. Shut the fuck up.
In the realm
I'm
of
gonna watch
mobile
Angry Birds
gaming,
now.
there's no series quite as iconic as Angry Birds. After being released in late 2009, the series would go on to have 3 billion total downloads, 2 movies, several spin-offs, and a lot.
And how many
of
porn
versions.
parodies,
The
baby?
level
More
of
than money
success
can
this
count.
game about birds and pigs led to is so immaculate that I can't even put it into words. But I'll try to show it as a visual. The last time I did a What Killed video, it was with my favorite tower defense series, Plants vs. Zombies. Here's the Google Trends graph for PvZ, and here's Angry Birds. Also, just for fun, let's put me here too. But unlike the story of Plants vs. Zombies, where the series suffered from an overall decline caused by stale releases and simply how popular it was before, the Angry Birds series was largely killed with one bad decision. That being, the games being pulled directly from the App Store. At least, that's what most people believe. But the series actually had a pretty significant decline before that. In this video, I'm gonna go through the history and see the series of events that led to the downfall of one of mobile gaming's biggest icons. In 2003, 3 Finnish university students, I'm not pronouncing these, entered a mobile game development competition at an event called the Assembly Demo Party. They basically partook in an early 2000s version of a game jam, and they made this game called King of the Cabbage World. They ended up winning the whole event, and this led to them starting a gaming company called Relude. The game itself ended up getting sold to a company called Sumia, and being renamed to Mole War. 2 years passed, and Relude finally got its first round of investment. And the company was renamed to Rovio Mobile. They worked really hard to release a lot of games, but nothing quite worked out.
Nothing ever took
That
off
is
for 'em,
until
poor guys.
2009, when in December of that year they'd released their magnum opus, the very first Angry Birds game. It
sorry,
may
I
have
don't
taken
speak
6
Italian.
years and 52 games, but they finally did it. Angry Birds was the most popular game of its time. And like its contemporaries, it follows a simple gameplay loop with a lot of replayability. Basically, you have some birds, and you use them to break buildings to kill pigs. The uniqueness in the levels comes from the different abilities each bird possesses. Just as a quick refresher, Red is boring and has no special ability, Chuck is faster than Red but slightly weaker, the Blues are much weaker, but can split into 3 and completely destroy more spread out damage on weaker structures. Bomb explodes. Matilda lays an egg, and the egg explodes. Terrence is fat, and Hal is a boomerang that does boomerang things. Together they form the backbone that the level design could build off of, as each bird works best against certain materials. But the gameplay loop wasn't exactly their original idea. The gameplay concept for Angry Birds was taken from a Flash game made that same year, by the name of Crush the Castle. They share the same basic mechanics, where you have to hurl projectiles at an enemy base to kill enemies, but the slingshot works differently than the trebuchet, and in Angry Birds you have several different birds, each with unique abilities. Not to mention the more distinct variety in enemies and base materials. All things considered, I wouldn't call Angry Birds a ripoff, but it was at least heavily
Opinion on
inspired.
Baymax? He's a big,
With Rovio
big funny
finally
guy.
securing a hit, they decided to take the obvious route and milk the Angry Birds series for all it's worth. By 2011, they'd already planned out the movie. And from 2010 to 2013, 8 different Angry Birds games were released.
And more importantly, they got to meet Lonniedos.
Games in the series, like Seasons, Rio, Space, Star Wars, and Bad Piggies. A game that focused on the titular antagonists and has you creating these egg-stealing contraptions. And they also decided to become a video game publisher rather than making the games themselves. But the biggest thing they did when it came to profits was merchandise. When you make a game
What
that
did they
revolves
publish?
around
Plunder
little
Pirates
cartoon
and
birds attacking little cartoon pigs, it's only a matter of
That's it?
time until people want to buy said characters. In 2013, Rovio made $213 million, and roughly half of that income came from merchandise sales and licensing. Literally everyone owned at least one plushie. Even I still have a few lying around. The next year was where things started to stagnate a bit. This year gave rise to a lot of new up-and-coming mobile games, and the Angry Birds series is now 5 years old. But Rovio still had some tricks up their sleeve to avoid falling out of relevance. They decided to take more risks with the series, and started to branch out. In late 2013, they released Angry Birds Go, a racing game that's completely different from the usual Angry Birds formula. And while that game didn't do quite as well as expected, they decided to try to completely flip the script of the series, with Angry Birds Epic. This is where I'd say the series peaked. Maybe not from a cultural relevance perspective,
Why are they
just
blurred?
with the scope and
What the
quality of
fuck?
the game. While the older games focused on the simple arcadey nature of the gameplay loop, Angry Birds Epic is a turn-based RPG that uses the Angry Birds characters to create a fun atmosphere. Developed by Chimera Entertainment and published by Rovio, this game's a fun addition to the series that also
like
uses
Ryan's
the
toy
art
review.
style from Angry Birds Toons, a TV series that ran on Teletoon from 2013 to 2016. The different weapons, characters, and items add a fun layer of strategy. Not to mention the music in this game genuinely sounds great. Unfortunately though, Angry Birds Epic wasn't as big of a success as Rovio had hoped for, and 110 people were laid off as a result of the
And
profits from
110
the
people downloaded it
Those
and
two
enjoyed
games
it.
still got a ton of downloads, but I guess they just weren't too profitable. By the end of the year, Rovio profits were down 73%. Which caused them to lay off another 260 employees the next year.
I thought
Then
they did that
chose
'cause they
to
were gonna
get back
hire
to
Smug.
basics with Angry Birds 2. Ignoring the fact that this
The movie?
isn't the second Angry Birds game, Angry Birds 2 was a solid continuation of the original. There are new level gimmicks, and the art style was
Oh, that's Angry Birds
all the while
Casual,
keeping the same
the
general
precursor.
gameplay as the first. But that year they'd also go more far out than ever. After seeing those bubble shooting games on Facebook, Rovio realized that they were incredibly profitable, so they made a spin-off called Angry Birds Pop. This game has you shooting colored balls to remove other colored balls. On its own, it's just a mediocre puzzle shooter with an Angry Birds skin. But what's more interesting to see is that this is the direction where Rovio will soon be heading. In 2016, the Angry Birds movie was released. Critically, it wasn't insanely well received, as it seems like just
Because it
another
wasn't
generic
insanely
video
good.
game movie. But it did well financially, making $352 million at the box office. Those are some pretty big numbers, so it was only a
Kind of
matter
an Angry
time
Birds
until a
scholar
second
at this
movie would
point.
be made. That same year, they released 2 more games. Some pinball-like game, Angry Birds
That actually looks
Evolution,
lit.
which used the designs from the movie, and Angry Birds
I don't think I played the
Blast.
pinball
It's a
thing.
match
Or wait, maybe I
3
did.
game. Yep, they saw pinball-like game, Angry Birds Evolution,
I did play
which
that.
used the designs from the movie, and Angry Birds Blast. It's a match 3 game. Yep, they saw Candy Crush and just went, we can do that, and they did in fact do that.
And then they just
We got a
shit
few
them
more
out, like they've made like
uninspired
5
games
of them, and they just put them out like
2019, but we also
TikToks.
got
It's like
the second
gambling.
Angry
Like I hope this pops off.
I'd say it was a pointless cash grab that only reinforced my belief that Rovio is now solely in it for the money, but this movie was actually surprisingly decent, and it feels a lot more inspired than the first film, being a solid take on the heist movie format. Now we finally have their most recent
The
one.
Cars 2ification of
Around
Angry Birds.
mid-2019,
Finally.
Rovio had internally decided to stop updating their older Angry Birds titles. All of their older games were then removed without warning. After it finally started gaining attention, the next decided to stop updating
this is
their
the
older
drama.
Angry
What's the
Birds
drama?
titles. All of their older
What is the game where he had a big hammer? I want to play Big Hammer Home Depot.
games were then removed without warning. After it finally started gaining attention the next year, they released a statement saying they just stopped updating the older Angry Birds games due to them wanting to focus on newer games rather than just performing maintenance on older titles. This sounds fair enough, but that means that the older Angry Birds games would no longer be compatible on the newest devices. While I can definitely
cares?
sympathize with Rovio, as it can be annoying to be solely known for something you've done so long ago, allowing the games to become unavailable isn't something they should have even considered. From an outsider's perspective, it just appears that Rovio was purposely removing the older games to force people to play their newer, arguably worse game, and limiting someone's options.
Wouldn't it just be because the Rio and Star Wars licenses expired and they probably couldn't update them even if they wanted to?
Halfway through
That just doesn't make sense.
Rovio put out another, more revised statement, providing some reasons why the games were taken out of circulation. Saying they wanted to
Like when a
focus on making
Transformers
newer and better
collab
games
comes
rather
out,
than
it's not
updating
really a
games on
game
an
you get to
outdated
play
engine.
forever. It's more of a
They ended
service
it
that
off by
stays
saying
around as
they'll
long as
work on bringing
it
some
makes
of the
sense.
classic Angry Birds games back. And on the last day of March 2022, they re-released Angry Birds Classic. This is a remake of the
What?
original
That is
game.
so confusing.
And while it's
I
a
don't-
faithful remake, we're still missing many of the older Angry Birds sequels, like Space, Season, Star Wars, or Epic. The only one of these games to get relisted was Bad Piggies, which is pretty cool, but like, give us the other ones. Currently,
No,
Rovio's
that's
in
fine.
some pretty hot waters, not only with the fan base,
Play
but
him on the
also
Wii.
with the law? Yeah, so as it turns out, they were collecting the data of underage children. Whoopsie. So what killed Angry Birds? Besides the deletion of their older games, I think the biggest aspect of the decline was the shift from making original games to instead focus on their newer and honestly less inspired games. I'm not saying the series was super original before, but the creativity really took a hit after the release of Angry Birds Epic, and Rovio weren't even the ones that made that game. There's actually a lot of similarities I found between the story of Rovio and PopCap, the company behind Plants vs. Zombies, a game that released that same year. They both got massively popular off of one game, and had to do whatever they could to keep it afloat. I think the biggest difference between the two is that PopCap sold out to EA before the beginning of the decline, while Rovio tried to do everything on their own. And because of this, they ended up biting off more than they could chew, having to close several
They should have just
divisions
hired Red
and have a
Link.
lot of layoffs due to the underperforming of their recent titles. Before the buyout,
Those guys can
the
do
scope of
anything.
PopCap's games hadn't ever increased. But with Rovio, after the first wave of success, they immediately began to work on massive projects, like several grander spin-offs, and the 2 feature films. I believe the biggest issue
What
was
the-
that, like anything that gets super popular, Angry Birds was always just a fad. And instead of branching out into other things early on, Rovio just kept
Oh
making
yeah, they
Angry
did make
Birds
that game. I
games.
forgot.
They put all their eggs in one nest, and after a while, the pigs were there to steal them.
Clash Royale is a game that has not always had the best relations with their
Okay, so I don't know anything about Clash Royale because I don't play that
Clash
game. But
Royale
this is the
a
time
game
it
that has
scammed
not always
scammed
had
its
the
own
best
community.
relations with their community.
I
In
couldn't.
any
I
game,
wouldn't
there's
recommend doing that.
going to be a lot of
That wouldn't be
people
very
who
nice
complain
if
about
I did play the
video
game,
games
'cause
and
then they'd
people
be
that
doing that to me.
criticize everything. Of course, there is certainly justification amongst many of the complaints, and others not so much. So any update Clash Royale releases is going to be criticized. Players will speak up about every aspect they don't like, and it's up to the community managers to listen to players' feedback and help implement changes to the game the player base will be happy with. Of course, with updates coming every year with a game that's been out for 6 years, there's bound to be some negatively received updates.
What up, Astro
This
Kai?
is
Hope
not
you've been well,
uncommon,
my guys.
but no update could even compare to set off the wave of backlash that one event in October of 2021 would spark. Looking before 2021, Clash Royale had been on a downward spiral. Players were losing interest and less people were playing every year. The game was getting stale, and in 2020, the game had only received one major update the entire year. This update was released August 31st, 2020, being advertised as an August update, making players believe it would come early August. And even the update before that was in November of the
Yeah, I'm chilling. I just caught
year.
up on some editing this
So
weekend,
was
but
the
now I'm back
longest
to
time
streaming.
ever between Clash Royale updates, so expectations were high. But with Clan Wars 2 being considered the worst update ever by many players due to its lack of content,
It was literally just duels.
and tons of bugs and exploits that came with it, and the time it took for that update to come, players had become more outraged than ever at Supercell. A lot of players had given up on the game. The only real content that was even coming to the game was an occasional card, which nowadays may seem great, but at this point in the game's history, cards were being released slower than ever before. Many players thought Supercell were getting ready to shut down the Clash Royale servers to the point where the community manager had to come out and deny these rumors. This really sent a message that Clash Royale needed to be better or else it would die. And fortunately, Supercell did have a plan. Supercell had promised 4 major updates would come to Clash Royale in 2021, quadruple what had come in 2020, and 1 update would come in each quarter of the year. The only question was, would Supercell keep their promise? Updates had come as promised in the first 2
Goblins
quarters
are
of
real.
the year. The first update released was Magic Items. This update was received very well by the community. The summer update didn't really have a lot of new content, but there were a lot of quality of life changes, such as being able to rewind replays, permanent friendly battle modes, more deck slots, and fixing some of the problems with Clan Wars 2, as well as adding some more arenas, gold crates, and the first new card that was added in 6 months. So overall, this update satisfied the community as well. The game was actually being revitalized and had actually become the most popular it had been since 2016. There were lots of TikToks trending.
What is this? It's to be. Get out of here. Get clapped on. What is this?
And the King laughing emote became a widespread meme around this time. The game was receiving so much positive feedback, something it had not seen in years. Now, things sort of went downhill from here. People were really happy that Supercell was actually delivering solid updates on schedule like they promised. And so the next scheduled update should have came by the end of September. But as the time crept closer to the end of that month and there was no word on any update, the community manager had confirmed there would be no 3rd quarter update, but there would still be one in the 4th quarter. A bit of disappointment for sure, but the first 2 updates were solid for that year, and there'd still be one more to come. With October rolling around, Supercell started to hint that Heroes would be the update in Clash Royale, and lots of speculation backed up this belief. On October 17th,
Man, I was staring at like 7 pixels there for a
Clash
second.
Royale's biggest event ever would be revealed seemingly out of nowhere, starting the very next day on October 18th, 2021. This wasn't the update itself, but confirmed by Supercell to be a quote-unquote prelude to the official update, which would come soon after. This event in itself had so much to offer though. The biggest thing this event offered was a sale on card upgrades. Cards would only cost 50% of the original cost, which was huge. Not only this, but Supercell would add
Imagine
tons
getting
of
excited
additional
for a
ways to
coupon.
earn gold during this event. One of those ways was a gold rush, but rather than capping it at 10 or 12,000 gold, this event would cap at 200,000 100,000 gold. This would be enough to max out 4 cards just from completing the gold rush alone. You would also earn much more gold per tower.
Is this the scam? Have we gotten to the scam yet?
Harder to reach 200,000 than you would have with 10,000.
Or was the scam just playing the game?
5,000 gold would also come to the shop every single day during the event, which meant if you collected all of them, that would be an additional 50,000 gold just for logging in, since the event lasted 10 days. And finally, there would be a golden mirror challenge going on around this time that would run throughout the event, giving players another potential 50,000 gold. Books of cards would also be available to purchase with gems for the first time, so players could buy them to max out cards fast. This sounded like the most generous thing Supercell had ever done for the community. Some were very suspicious and said it was a little too generous, though. I myself at the time thought there was something off
Still
about the
costs
event,
money, man.
but I suppressed that feeling, because how could it? It's free gold and half-off upgrades. Players quickly jumped into this event
Gaming
on
is a
October
mental
18th and
illness, I
started
think.
upgrading everything they could. People used up their magic items and had several maxed out cards in a day. People were progressing at
What a pinky kitty
astonishing
gacha
rates.
tuber.
People had actually been saving up gold for a few weeks because there was some leaks on that there was going to be a sale on cards. Those who had suspicions would be unfortunately right, as only 3 days later, after Slash Royale was in full swing, it would be announced that a new level would be added into Clash Royale for the first time in over 5 years, after confirming earlier that no new levels would be added beyond level 13. I wasn't surprised though, since they also said we would never get Clan Wars or any healing cards. Of course, this announcement had completely changed everything. From unprecedented praise and happiness from the community, immediately turned a full 180 and had the community more outraged at Supercell than ever before. Slash Royale was nothing more than a scam. If you weren't active or haven't heard about Slash Royale until now, you may be wondering how exactly it was a scam. Sure, it may seem a little misleading, but they're not actually taking anything away from you, just adding more progress for everyone, right? But that's where you're wrong. You see, with the addition of level 14, they would be reducing the card and gold requirements for the already existing card levels. Since gold costs were already cutting the price of upgrading, it was still actually cheaper than it would have been after the update, so that wasn't a problem. One thing that would be reduced later on that wasn't reduced during Slash Royale was the amount of cards you needed to upgrade. To get to level 13 after level 14 was added, you would need 2,500 less commons, 550 less rares, 160 less epics, and 14 less legendaries per card. Even with this rule, commons and rares were technically still worth upgrading during the Slash Royale event, but epics and legendaries were certainly not. Although you were saving 25,000 gold in upgrades for maxing a card than how it would cost after Slash Royale, you were losing 80,000 gold worth of epics and 280,000 gold worth of legendaries by upgrading during Slash Royale instead of waiting for the update. And that's if you count the overflow costs. If you count it as buying it from the shop, it's actually double those numbers. And in terms of buying legendary chests, that's 7,000 gems worth of legendaries, for those of you who buy legendary chests. This actually means hoarding cards was the best strategy, since it would soon require way less cards to upgrade. It was actually worth saving them, which made the scam of Slash Royale so clear, because the whole point of this event was to entice people to level them up. Level them up now before the sale ends. This meant having level 11 cards was actually the best position for players to be in. Think about it. If you had a level 12 princess with 20 out of 20 cards
Me trying to get the calculations about this shit he's talking about right now?
If you had simply waited until after the update, you would be able to level her up after the update with 14 princesses to spare, whereas someone with a level 13 princess before the update would have 0. The community quickly figured this out, and many YouTubers warned their audiences not to upgrade their cards and to wait.
Level 14 is confirmed! Upgrade your cards with Slash Royale and collect those experience points. But wait,
That's a trap. You're actually losing for upgrading them. The cards that hadn't been upgraded and are level 12 and lower have excess cards now due to lower requirements, resulting in an overflow in level 14 progression. This means that players who didn't upgrade their cards can be closer to meeting level 14 requirements than a fully maxed player. Wait, what?
Commons and rares, you're actually better off. Rares are almost a wash. If you upgrade any of your cards, you're A, wasting your magic items. You're B, also incurring a higher cost. You're throwing away resources. If you have a maxed account, you are losing 252 legendary cards, 5,510 epic cards. You guys can see it. What else can you say other than it's getting us to use all our resources? We thought we'd be dumb if we weren't using our resources. I don't know if they maliciously did us dirty here, but I feel like they did us dirty, you know?
I have been playing Clash Royale since the beginning, and I have seen many points of community outrage, from the Elite Barbarian meta in 2016, to the Touchdown update in 2017, to Clan Wars in 2018, and Clan Wars 2 in 2020. But I have never ever seen community outrage as much as when people found out they had been scammed. This wasn't just about lackluster content. This was about Supercell taking away progress from the player base. This was a new step for Supercell. Supercell was highly pressured to act. So after just one day of announcing level 14, Supercell announced they made a mistake in not planning this out right, and they would compensate the players by refunding the players with the extra cards that would be lost by upgrading early. So it would actually make upgrading cards during Clash Royale worth it after all. They also announced they would have another 200k gold rush during the next season. So you might think that's gotta be the end of it, right? Supercell made a little oopsie and they fixed it, so everything was good. Although the biggest problem was fixed by refunding people the cards that they would have otherwise wasted, a lot of people were left feeling dissatisfied. Even if people were getting better deals than after the update, people had already been spending their magic items in gold, upgrading everything they possibly could, meaning they wouldn't have any resources to upgrade their main decks after the update, leaving them with a now under-leveled deck. People felt like they spent their resources believing they didn't need to worry about saving anything for their main deck because they had had it maxed for so long. And adding a new level was something never done before in 2016. And remember, Supercell said they were not going to be adding any more levels. A lot of people just quit over this, and it's understandable. But you can never really be sure how many of those people were serious and not just ranting on Reddit and came back to the game 2 days later. A lot of people critiqued Supercell though, and were not letting them off the hook. Although a lot of community backlash was toned down due to the card refunds, many people still believed Supercell was purposely gave them the illusion that they were going to lose a bunch of cards, when in reality, that was never their plan. Wasting your magic items just doesn't seem like as much as a severe loss when you think about you're gonna lose hundreds of legendaries. Do you really believe Supercell just simply didn't plan any of this? For an update they were supposedly working on all year? By fixing this imaginary problem, if Supercell did this on purpose, it distracted people from the real issue, which was people spending their magic items on cards they don't want, so it will be harder for people to progress after the update. You know, I'm not trying to be biased, so I will say there is a slim possibility that this was just ignorance after all, but with all these facts, it really seems hard in my opinion. So you may be wondering, why did Supercell add level 14 at all? What was their true intention? Towards the beginning of the year,
Wasn't wondering that at all, honestly.
To help lower
Let me know,
players.
Papa.
A problem with the game is that it was too menacing for new players. There were 102 cards in the game at the time of magic items being added, which was super intimidating for a new player, since that's a lot of progress they have to go through. Remember, when the game first came out, there were only 42 cards. So magic items were a great addition to help lower levels progress. However, this problem was also apparent on the other end of the spectrum.
And we also haven't forgotten about the maxed out players, so we want to approve the progression for all players.
There were a lot of maxed players in the game with pretty much nothing to do except push ladder. And if you had been playing for years up to this point, it was actually pretty common for a lot of even free-to-play players to have a maxed account and nothing else to do. Level 14 was the update that was sort of for maxed players because it gave people
His
more
mustache
things
is
to
just
do. Even
crazy.
with a maxed account, after this update, you would
So many
get
polygons on that
70,000
Papa Bear.
commons, 20,000 rares, 1,000 epics, and 100 legendaries estimated to max out your account once again. Not to mention an additional 10 million gold. They also said level 14 was
Shelby,
part of a
you're here.
quote-unquote long-term
Thank
plan,
God you're not at
which
work.
I'm not really sure if that has to do with champions or masteries or maybe a little bit of both, but I really still never
Alright, well,
really...
like I said, never played Clash Royale, just never been interested in it. Too competitive for me. Shout out this guy, though. Apparently, they scammed their community, and that is not cool. I would have never done that myself, personally. That's just not the kind of guy I am. Me and Supercell, totally different. Gabe, you're here. What up, dog? Alright. What's next? What's the move? Anybody on Discord? Probably not. Imagine. Well, imagine playing Hot Wheels without me. Alright, I've never played this game before. It's Vampire Survivors. Apparently it can make cameras feel sad. Warning to any cameras around. Alright, what is this all about? I don't even know. You were a big part of my growing up. I used to watch your mobile game videos. What up, Leah? Thanks for watching back in the day, dude. Appreciate you. Hope you've been well. Happy Monday. Trying to get this audio doing the best I can. I'm just too lazy to plug my headphones in. Let me know if it's ever too hard to hear me or something. Your face cam watching this. Am I too far away? What about now? I just won't move that much. Alright, how do you play this? What do you do? So he's attacking automatically. And I can move him around. Seems like a game I wouldn't like, frankly. But I'm willing to hear it out since it's on my computer already. And people have said it's fun. I don't know why I would believe them. These fucking bats. Why are there so many? This is too many bats. Okay, I got a knife. Santa water. What? Generates damaging zones. What the hell does that mean? Looking like the Jeffrey Dahmer lighting. It's me, Jeffrey! I gotta go back on Omegle, but I hate talking to people. Shields for damage when active. Okay, I'm just gonna pick the knife because it sounds violent. Okay, I like it, I like it, I like it. So do you not need a mouse for this? Seems like no. Oh, is there music in this game? I don't know why I didn't expect that. Alright. I can get down with this. I can get down with this. It requires so much planning ahead, though. I know it doesn't sound like I can get down with this. Just give me... I promise I can. But asking patience of me is like asking patience of me, and that's the second time you fucking asked. Really trying my patience ahead of time is all I'm saying. It just feels like I'm running from my problems almost constantly. What gets me upgrades, violence or money? I want both. Oh god. Oh, this is like that Survivor Rio game that I've made like 2 videos about. Fires at the nearest enemy. I like that. The King of the Bible orbits around the character. I mean, I'd be foolish to not pick the Lord's word. I feel. There it is. The Bible is protecting me from whatever the fuck these guys are. Or trying its best to, anyway. Ah. Okay. We're just taking it slow, that's all. Dear God, we were taking it slow! What the fuck did I just say? Are you kidding? There's no way that this was an accident. This was a fucking... you planned this. That was insane. Why did that happen? What did I do wrong? Can I get some health, please? Is that even a thing? I don't even know. Just gotta keep going. Keep getting the hell out of here. Regardless of if I can possibly do that. Repent for them sins, I'm trying. I seem to have sinned more than I could chew. I seem to have bitten off more sins than I could possibly chew and repent for. This metaphor's getting complicated, as is my relationship with God. Okie dokie. Santa water? Generate, okay. One more projectile. Let's go, baby, yeah! 2 Bibles. One for the plug and one for the hose. Or whatever. Okay. I feel like I need to be killing more. If I'm gonna dedicate this much time to being a murderer, I should be better at it. If you're gonna do it, anything worth doing is worth doing right. Hope you're doing well, Kappa. Hope everybody had a good Monday. I need to freaking fix my sleep schedule so I can stream when the sun is out. Like the good old days of 2022. Just earlier, 2022. R.I.P. the sun. He lived a good life. Hi, Lonniedos. It's been a while since I watched your videos. Yes, I took a hiatus from watching your videos. Wondering if you can play more Hungry Shark. Yeah, I'm always down to play Hungry Shark. Hope you've been well, Giga Spinozilla 100. Shouts out to the boy. Okay, let's freaking... Ooh, okay. I cannot get that item. I really wanted to. But I think I shouldn't die. I shouldn't die for it, right? You'd think. One might think that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's just money, too. Oh, what a fucking... It wasn't worth it. Can't even buy happiness with that, I hear. What is this? How is one to live past this? And the mantis? And the mantis too? Did I go outside the Fortnite bounds or something? What the hell is this shitty ass flower world, dude? I am fucked. What are you supposed to do? Okay, I can see why people like this. This is pretty fun. All I can do is quit. I would never quit otherwise. It's not my kind of thing to do. Okay, Antonio? Imelda? I sure hope you do. Unlock 500? Oh, I don't have any money. What the hell? I got 12 money. I need to get my money up and my funny up. Got him. What an efficient use of my whip. Simon Belmont who? guys ever watch the anime Castlevania on the Nintendo Entertainment System? Oh! I'll use a whip. Fires one more projectile, shoots for meant damage when active. You wanna eat my ass? High damage, high scaling. I like that. I like the sound of that, baby. I don't like the arc of that, though, frankly. Could have been better. Alright, so I think our goal should be to get as leveled up as possible before the shit gets real, right? Unless it's correlated. Oh, it counts how many guys I've killed. And the axe gravity makes no fucking sense, I'm just gonna be honest. When up is also forward, it's like 2.5D. The axe, I'm throwing it to the left and then it falls south. Alright, who finna wanna die today? Hopefully a lot of you. Okay. Perfect! Moral? One more projectile? Sounds great. Alright, I feel strong. I feel good. Feel good and strong. So good and big and so strong. Mostly because I can whip backwards now, which is like a game changer. A game changer, a game ruiner, a game finisher. You're done, son. Now that I can whip my hair back and forth. Oh man, you can't even scare me with that big old bat anymore because I've seen it and because I can whip you back hard. Backward. Slide to the left. Cha-cha now. Cha-cha now. It's Shaquille O'Neal. What up, dog? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. What is it pointing me to? Oh, power-ups, hopefully? Fire. Epic. Treasure found. Open. Yes. Let's go, baby. What is it? It's a lot of money. Hell yeah. Okay. I never became rich last time. This is new. Welcome. New and welcome. Sorry. I should be clear. Okay. What is it? What is it? It's a whip. Okay. Oh my god. And this too. Armor reduces incoming damage, which is good. Generates damaging zones. What the fuck does that mean? Like a puddle? What kind of damaging zones? I could damage you just about anywhere, I think. Pal. So you better watch out. Unless you want to see some zones that you won't like. If it wasn't clear, I was being facetious about you being my pal, because I wouldn't threaten someone that I was actually pals with. Fuck. Why is this bat so strong? Chicken! Huh? Hollow heart? I've already got one. Why would I buy another? Max health by 20%. Actually, that sounds lit. Fires one more projectile, though. Can I resist? Can I resist? Okay, no, sorry. Just realized you have to study. See you, Lonnie. Thanks for hanging out, Commander. I'll be brief. Get your studies done. That's important. Thanks for hanging out for a sec, though. Hope you're having a good day. Good luck on whatever you're studying for. Oh man, that double projectile is fucking lit. Even though I'm too scared of these fast ghouls and goblins to actually make much use of it. Oh, there was a chicken in there. There's never a chicken in there sometimes. Dude, this is fun. It's like a game like the pioneers used to play before iPhones were made. I don't understand how we got here, and I don't know how to get out either. Maybe we just have to survive. Is the mantis gonna get through? Oh, he pushing it. How is that legal? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Goodbye. I'm just whip these bad boys for a sec to learn about them. I think they just don't die. Maybe they just get pushed? I don't know. Maybe they have a weakness that I'm not familiar with, like fire. I feel like there's probably fire in this game. Arson, maybe? Maybe later? These guys don't want to die at all. At least not for my whip. The mantis. He's terrifying. Alright, I feel like I need to find more upgrades because I'm not killing these guys at all. So if they get too many of them, I'm gonna be fucked. Seems to be how this is going. I'm seeing some foreshadowing with there about how this is going. And I'm not looking to see some 5, if you know what I'm saying. What the hell? Just die already! I mean, they're slow though, so I guess it's fine. If you're not with me, you're against me. And if you're not easily to be murdered, you're against me. As far as I'm concerned. Oh god. If you're a threat, you're a promise. That's what I think. What the hell's going on here? Some of you guys are too tough. Tonka's got the stuff for that. There we go. Okay, so this money gives me level up. Good. Good to know. Reduces damage. Basic damage is up. Increase. This. Why are they so hard to kill? Holy shit! You're nuts. You're crazy. Ah! Ah! Oh god, I don't like it over here. Chicken though. Dear God. I don't think this was that good, honestly. Let's do magic wand. I think we might be dead. Holy shit, where did this come from? I need to become more powerful. But what else is new? God damn it. Ah! No! Fucking asshole. What is this? I don't know what that is. It looked important. Oh, speaking of importance, I've gotten it. May you watch my stream, Lonnie, by the way. I be down. How do I do that? I suppose I can just click your name. What are you doing? If I die in this game, I'll die for real. What are you doing? You're playing anime. I can't watch that. Imagine. I'll be back. Oh no! Oh no! I'll be back sooner than I thought! Uh-oh. 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 Oh, we're fine. We're fine. I'm so powerful. I'll find some chicken, don't worry. Say I won't. Say I won't! Your doubt only fuels me. There's an arrow that way, okay. This is a big man. He's becoming a very large man. Are you really that against anime? No, but I mean, it is boring. Unlike Vampire Survivors, which is holy shit. How do I get out of here? What? Okay, this is very important. Maybe I should I invest in armor, or will the Bible help me get out of here? I feel like maybe armor is the safest. Oh, we made it! Okay. That was intense. Very intense for a 2-pixel 8-bit game. What the fuck? Is this the new way we live? Is this how we live now? Is this how we live our lives? This is not possible. I can't live like this, dude. And it was true. The fuck away from me. The fuck away from me. I can't even move, dude. What the fuck? I'm dead. Austin, help! Austin, help! I'm dead. Okay, that was crazy. Invest in a machete? I would if I could. Did you turn off the stream? I'm sorry. My bad, Shaquille Oatmeal. I'll drop a follow for the next time. Thank you for turning off that anime. Just kidding. Hey. What happened to your girlfriend like 9 years ago, by the way? How the fuck do I know? The question should answer itself. It was 9 years ago. Power up. Oh, okay. You could refund power-ups? What the hell? That is insane. Oh, I don't have enough. Dude, this is crazy. What the hell? Hey, Lonnie, do you remember when you had braces? Yes. It was awful. I had to go to the orthodontist. I'll probably need them again, but maybe I'll get Invisalign or something. I think I'll need them because my teeth are getting messed up because I have to get my wisdom teeth out and I just still don't wanna. But who does? That sounds awful. Sounded way so relieved. About what? Dying? I'll try not to sound as relieved in the future so it's not concerning to my therapist. Oh man, imagine not being able to swipe backwards. Oh god, this is no way to live, dude. You gotta get your priorities straight. Start a noise band. Get your life together. Okay. High damage, high area scale. Fires at random enemy. I knew there would be hot fire in this game. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Name another game with fire. I'll wait. Come on, you motherfucker. Dang it. It's so hard to hit him now. I need more moves. Imagine falling out in New Vegas. What was wrong with the old one? Okay, I've never bought this one, so let's see what it does, I guess. Damaging zones. Like the heart. The heart and mind is usually where I take most of the damage. Oh, it just comes from God and kills my enemies. I appreciate that. Should have said so. That's all I look for in a power-up. Honestly, on God. Is this game available on mobile? It feels like it would work fine. It's very simple. But yeah, this is like $3 on Steam or some shit, if it's interesting to anybody. What are you late about? I'm just late. I just was born in the wrong era. I feel like I would have thrived in the 2050s. But not if I'm 50. Character gets 10% luckier? How can I argue with that? Damages nearby enemies. Garlic. What is going on around me? I'm stinky with my garlic powers? It's pretty lit. In case any bats come around, I can just murder them with my stench. That's actually so lit. What the fuck? Dude, this game's awesome. I feel so powerful. I can kill any bats. It hurts the zombies too. It's so cool. Whichever power-up that was, that's the best one. Now I don't need to whip backwards. I got a guy for that. A garlic guy. Now if I got like a coin magnet, I'd be ultra powerful. One more projectile. I'm live again, by the way, swag. Desmond, dogs, why you up so late about? Dog? Dog! Here's my impression of Christopher Walken pondering a dog. Dog! How many garlic touches does it take to screw in a light bulb? A couple? Probably. It's like makes it less scary to touch them, which is dangerous because you die really fast. Bombards in a circling zone. Oh god, whoa. Just take it easy, man. They didn't really do all that much to me, you scary murder bird. Until now. They're retaliating. Get them, birdie! Avenge me! Oh, is that where I've died before, maybe? Probably not. I'm watching you, Budoy. Thanks for watching, dog. Appreciate you. Keeping me under your watchful eye, keeping me safe. These flowers don't stand a chance this time. Overdrive, getting lucky. Oh, that's why we're doing so good, because I invested in my own luck. These green goblins just don't die, these booger guys. And fire doesn't even kill the flowers? I was wrong. My theory was wrong, I did not see that coming. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
I'm so strong, but I just made a grave mistake. But then I got a chicken, which didn't heal me all the way, though. Oh, no. Unfortunate. I need more chickens. I'm a growing boy. Ah! They can't even get me, but it's still scary. I'm too stinky, man. I'm safe. Safe as fuck. Hey, welcome to danger. I am the danger. Skylar, fuck you. I'm the danger. Uh-oh, fuck. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Perfect. It wasn't perfect. I lied. It's sad because you have 899,000 subscribers and only 10 people watching? Dude, the rest of them are sleeping. They gotta get their rest. But I mean, I guess I'm kind of an empath, so I'm more understanding. When people are asleep, I can notice, because I'm kind of an empath. Such an anticlimactic ending that time, it felt like. But Doi said, psst, no. Don't say that. I got PTSD. Okay, so then we power up our power-ups, therefore becoming... Excuse me. God. What are you doing? You're playing GTA. Relaxing stream, by the way. Lonniedos is the best YouTuber and Twitch streamer. Hell yeah, that's what I like to see, baby. Just boys telling the truth. Appreciate you. Alright, max health. Recovery, I feel like, is good to invest in. I still don't have enough money to do that, though, so fuck it. What's unlocks? Interesting. You're telling me this game has depth? Is this GTA 6? Something like that, yeah. Could you imagine if they had the gall to release Grand Theft Auto, have it looking like this? A nice, real video game. Too many graphics on these new games. The garlic's the best one. Hell yeah, sub OP. GTA probably doesn't even have garlic in it as equipable. Can you even equip garlic in GTA 5? Shit game. I want all the smoke. Give me all the enemies. Can't stop murdering these animals. I guess they are trying to murder me back. That ain't cool. Not cool, man. Not cool. You just totally fucked me up, man. What the fuck? Not cool, man. You totally just fucking put a wrench in my shit right there. Uh-oh. Hey, more luck. That's lucky. I just can't stop winning. Uh-oh. I didn't know they could hit me like that. I'm dead. Maybe. Max health increased by 20%. We need it. Right now. I need it, and I need it back on the double. Yeah, we gotta go that way. I get it. But, what if I check this for a chicken and there's not one? What if I do that, though? What if I have to? You know me, you and me. Let's go, baby. Okay, there we go. 67.0 coins, boys. That's crazy. They really know how to make a guy feel broke. As long as you're just like skimming the outside of the bat ball, you're safe. Can't let him get too comfy. Oh, empty tome. What the fuck does that mean? Cool down by 8%. I don't even. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. More projectile rages inflicted damage. Let's make me strong. Fuck. One of these days I'll be able to beat up a candle the first time, the first hit. Whoa! What the fuck are those do? That's incredible. I like that. I like that a lot. I like what you got going on here. We're almost like 100% lucky at this point. We gotta find a chicken eventually. I'm so lucky. How could I not eat a chicken for dinner? Is it okay for me to ask to continue that sometimes you die? What was we stuck on? Sometimes you die. I think I know what game you're talking about. I probably won't go back to that just because it's so old and I'd feel bad promising, but if you remind me on a stream where I have the iPhone hooked up, I'd play it again. For sure. I think I remember that game being cool. Reduce these weapon that. Damaging zone. I really need health. Where the health at? You sons of a guns. I feel like you're really fucking me here. No. That was frustrating. How much money we got? Still fucking none. God dang. This is kind of addicting, I cannot lie. Okay, let's do this. I think Fire Wand is the best attack. Maybe the animation's just the brightest, so it makes my brain feel like it's better. Garlic. Bigger fireball. The biggest ones. Let's go, baby. Strongest man ever made. Strong Simon. Oh no. Okay. Let's do. I don't know. There's so many eyebrows being raised. What did I do?
Hey, yo!
When I see the ad all the time, looks retro enough. It's pretty fun. The power-ups are what makes it interesting, yeah. Plus, it's like $3. I mean, it's no Need for Speed, which is also $3. Oh shit. The Rock? Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Austin's brother? Why don't you ever get Dwayne in our Discord? I haven't seen a power up in 20 years. Or a woman. Poke me with your big old stick. Fucking asshole. Alright, I need to be safe. I need chicken. Oh god. I can't get through these tight squeezes as easy. For this horse shit. Where's the opening at? Can I make it through there? I don't even know. Probably not. It would seem. Okay, there we go. What the fuck? What a ripoff. Remember when I got that fire thing and got like an instant level up? That was lit. Oh! Yeah, kind of like that. That was lit. I like that. I like that, turns out. Big fan of that, turns out, actually. What the fuck is that? The whip? Ghost ride the whip? Imagine wanting to hurt me. Imagine wanting to hurt me like this. I need some fucking chicken. It's gonna be in here. Nope. In here, I meant. There it is. Need more though. Still hungry. Son of a bitch. Such is life. God damn it. It's really hard to get to where I want to go at this point. Imagine being so obsessed with me. Perfect. Yes! Let's fucking go, baby! Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. No! No, come on! Oh god, something save me! Fuck. I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. Dang it. What the hell is that, like, tiny ass outro song? Back to the Super Nintendo. Nice. Duration? Effects of weapons last 15% longer? Can't afford shit in this store, in this economy. What up, Michael Volpe? I'm good, dog. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hello? Not having the garlic sucks ass. Especially at the beginning. Alright. Big fire wand. Big fuck off fire wand. Let's go! Big fuck off fire wand. Let's go! All fire wand all day! Oh dear. I'm fucked. Not having the garlic is so fucked. Everyone deserves some garlic in their lives to keep the haters away. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Oh no. It's not even a good run, but I gotta go. I probably should have done the cooldown since I put so much in fire. But I couldn't think that fast. And now I must die. Shit. Give me that red thing. Let's go. What do we need? What do we need? Wings! Let's go! Wings don't make you run fast. You have Enxian? I'm sorry to hear that, man. I got eczema. JK, anxiety does suck. I saw you guys talking about it. Luckily, we can all be anxious together. Doesn't that sound calming? Anxiety when my mom calls me by my full name. Oh, hell no, for real. What are you addressing me legally for? Am I not a son to you? Or at least a dependent? Yeah, this is my first round post knowing that garlic exists, not having it, and whew, rough. Thank God those flowers were so afraid of me. Don't remind me I got school tomorrow and I'm still embarrassing myself with crutches. No need to be embarrassed. I mean, I know that probably doesn't take away your feelings, which are valid. But hey, fuck it, just whack them. I wouldn't make fun of anyone with a weapon. I'm not sure where you're at now in the country. I started watching you a decade ago when you were in Florida. I'm glad to see you're still doing your thing. Appreciate you watching back in the day. Michael, hope you're doing well yourself. Yeah, I'm in Minnesota now. But yeah, I moved a bunch of times. Went from Florida to Wisconsin to Vegas to Minnesota. Which is kind of the same thing as Wisconsin, but yeah. But now it's time to get the fuck out of here. Where should we move next? Texas? Vermont? Louisiana? Which one's got the most cowboys? Oops. I need that box. I need that box more than I wish to admit. More than I wish to divulge. Okay, we'll just take the slow route. The slow, safer route. Not safe, but safer. Uh-oh. Didn't see that coming, though. Chicken! Let's go! Best chicken I've ever had. I thought he would have died from that whip. Okay. I hit them so bad when I feel small, so I immediately get caught. I feel like it should be more illegal to make fun of the handicapped than to defend yourself. But I don't understand our schooling systems, I suppose. She didn't do it! They didn't do it! See you guys here tomorrow or soon. Goodbye. Thanks for hanging out. Don't miss. Have a good night, dude. Appreciate ya. More chicken. More money. Chicken with no garlic? Imagine not seasoning your food. Couldn't be me. But I'm not a vampire nor a survivor. Nor a zombie nor a bat. Currently in Colorado, but I have dreams of moving to Maine. Sounds pretty lit. Colorado would be cool. They've made accommodations for my lifestyle. I feel that I could appreciate and tolerate living there. Could be on the docket. I've never been to Maine. I know Stephen King lives there or lived there or something. Other than that, no idea what goes on there in Maine. Too tiny. Not represented in media. Or maybe it is represented in media, but it's so small. But yeah, I'd like to visit there someday. That'd be cool. Who travels anymore in 2022? Just gotta stay home. Play vampire game. Maybe that's just because I'm 40. Like that one guy from All Time Scary. That video about the AI was actually creepy as hell though at parts. But I couldn't get... I felt like I kept getting hung up on the things he was saying, like at face value though. So I don't know. He was getting me riled up on purpose, and even though I was aware of it, it was pissing me off. 46 to be exact. Exactly. Make everything worse. People always take them away from me as a joke. Maybe your school is just evil. JK. These seem like typical expected public school behavior, albeit that is the worst place to be. Mark Zuckerberg should just invent meta school. And you can't spell meta without meat. Everything's fine. Everything's fucking fine. That's a big man. Holy shit, he's scary. He's got so many extra pixels. I thought you were just trying to flatter me, calling me young, a young age of 46. I remember my mid-40s. It's all a thing of the past now. No sense in denying time. I don't know why for real moms are better parents in general, but dads are way too, but our moms took care of us when we were kids and she drives anywhere in the world. What do you say? My main character is Doom. I was trying to catch up and now... Where did these skeletons come from? Holy shit. All these men! Where'd they come from? Alright, it's fine, we're fine, we're fine. Everything's fine, we're fine. We might be fine. I think we're fine. It seems like we're fine. For now. I don't know why I came this way. Why did I come this way? I thought I was gonna get that thing and be slick, but I wasn't. But I wasn't and I didn't. Alright, this game's freaking fun. I'll probably stream this more at some other point. Whew, what time is it? 10 o'clock? Feels later. I guess it's just because it's dark out. Forgot my oatmeal cream pies were in the freezer. That sounds strange. It's to put there. Why are they there? Is there a reason they're there? It's good hanging with you tonight. Have a good one, homie. Appreciate you, Michael. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Have a good night yourself. Probably am going to hop off here for the night, but thank you all for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. Again, if you're watching this as a YouTube video later, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. If you want to watch something else, here's some other videos around my head. Click on one of these next. Appreciate you guys. I stream pretty much every day, so drop a follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/Lonniedos. I don't have like a exact schedule yet, but, you know, just streaming pretty much every day. Whenever. A few hours here and there. Playing games, reacting to stuff. Putting some videos on the youtube.com/Lonnie channel. Check these out if you have not. Subscribe to that channel for more edited stuff. I've been using Sony Vegas, not Sony Vegas. I think I already mentioned this, but I'm just excited about it. Every time I use it, I'm stoked. Using an editor that hasn't been discontinued for years is lit. The music's fading out. How can I deal with this pressure? Let's chill tonight. See you soon, man. Thanks for hanging out, and have a good day at school tomorrow. Hopefully none of those horrible things actually happen, and everyone's just normal and regular to you, and nice and kind and good. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, boys. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.